Hola clase, hope everybody's doing well. It's still freezing in my classroom. That's why I have my jacket on. But anyway, hope everybody's good and practicing your social distancing and washing your hands and doing all that good stuff. So everybody stay safe. Today we're going to talk about, this is our second set of notes for Unit 3, Lesson 2. And today we're going to talk about comparisons. So in Spanish we have comparativos, and in English, comparisons. In English, we'll do, depends on the word. If it's a small word, we add ER to it, like taller, richer, better. No, that doesn't really make any sense. But, or we use more or less for longer words, like more intelligent or less intelligent. Okay? So I'll back out of the way so you can see the whole thing there. In Spanish, they don't have the ER. So we just use more or less. So we don't have to worry about that. Oh, do we add the ER? Do we do more or less? It doesn't matter. So in Spanish, the direct translation would be like, oh, Roberto es más alto que Juan. So Robert is more tall than John. So they always use the more or the less. Okay? So it makes it a little easier. All right, so we're going to write the little phrases in Spanish over here, and then we'll talk about what they mean in English. So our first phrase to say more than, we're going to do, I'm doing this in Spanish, so let's go más, que, or más que. Okay, so you use this one if you have a word, if there's a noun that goes in between here. So in Spanish that would be more blank than, so more intelligent, more money. So if there's a word that goes in there, you'd use that one. Just stick the word in between. But there's some of them you use it without a word in between. So I like my grandma's tamales more than your tamales. So I like my grandma's tamales more than. So sometimes you put the word, you don't have a word in between. And so either way is fine. So you'd have ... You just keep going. Okay? So más que is more than. Notice no accent on the K. If we have an accent, then that makes it what. K means what. Okay. Our next one is less than, which would be menos que. And then we have menos que. Same thing. It depends on if you have a word in between there or not. So less blank than. These chilies are less spicy than habaneros. Or sometimes you have less than. I like this restaurant less than the other restaurant we went to. Okay? So it just depends on if you where you're going to put that. Just kind of how it lines out. Okay? All right. Now we have two more. We have tan como. Tan ... como. And this means as blank as whatever it is. Okay? So these two are when something is not equal. This is either more or less than. And then these last two that we have are when they're exactly equal. And again, you use this one if you have to put a word in there. Okay? And so you would say as tall as. So you go to measure two people and they're exactly the same height. So you say like, oh, Pablo is as tall as Juan. I don't know why I keep using Juan, but. So tan alto como. Okay? So you would just stick in the adjective goes in that blank right there. And then for tanto, you have tanto como, which means as much as. So this one would be something that you are comparing as you like something, or an amount, the amount that you like something, the amount of money that somebody has. Oh, okay, so we're comparing money and we pull out money of our wallets, we have exactly the same amount of money. So we say like, oh, I have as much money as you have. So something like that, okay? So this is an adjective would go in here, And then this one is where you would just, you're comparing an amount and it ends up being the exact same, okay? Okay, I'm gonna show you some irregulars here. I'm gonna stop it and erase this, and then I'll do a second video. It'll be real quick just to show you some irregulars. All right, I'll be back.